Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Flosstube number 46. It is Wednesday, August the 3rd. I was supposed to have done a video yesterday and life was crazy, so I didn't get to, but I'm here today. So, better a day late than never, right? So, I have got a lot of stitching to show you guys, and I've got a finish up there that I should have got down, but I'll get it in a minute. I will give you a heads up. I'm expecting a couple of phone calls, so there may be some pauses for me to take a couple of phone calls, but hopefully it won't scare anybody if the phone does ring. So I done really good this week about tracking what I've stitched. I'm organized. My stitchy planner really helped a lot. So a couple of stats. I want to start keeping up with this stuff because it helps me to know kind of where I did for the week. I stitched 21 hours and 40 minutes this week. I had 3,520 stitches for the week. So I come out of July with a grand total of 6,493 stitches. I will say I do not stitch that much on a typical week. I had a really good stitchy week. In fact, I went into the weekend and told my husband, I tried doing a 24-hour stitching weekend, and it did not work. I got 4.5 hours on Friday. I got 2 hours and 40 minutes on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I got 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 hours on Sunday. So, nowhere near 24, but it was a pretty good goal. Some things happened over the weekend that I had to tend to, but overall, it was a pretty good weekend. I had one new start this week, and I finished the same object that I started over the weekend. So that is my 15th finish for the year. Let me grab it and show it to you. Oh. So this is, I'll have to look at the name of it in a second. This is Stitching with the Housewives pattern. And it's over 2,000 stitches. But I started it on Friday and I finished it on Sunday. There are some color changes. Let me pull out my little journal here. It called for the white to be 3865, and I changed it to accrue because I wanted it to have an older look to it. 729, I switched it to 725, and that's the green right here. And then 988, I used 987 instead, and I don't even remember. Oh, it was the yellow. This. I wanted it to look a little bit more gold in color, so I changed it to 987. But that is it. It was a super fun little piece to stitch, and it went really quick. And these took a little bit because there is, I don't know if you can see, there's sporadic stitches in there, but it is super cute. I thought I had been working on Halloween, and I've already got a lot of Christmas, but I don't have hardly anything for Thanksgiving, so I'm trying to work on some of these for Thanksgiving. There's that phone that I mentioned. Okay, we're good. So I was happy on that one. That one was fun to stitch. Okay, before we get into stitching, I'm going to show you, do I want to show you? No, I'll show you stitching first. So that was my biggest project that I did. Then I worked on my temperature tree. And I told you last week that I was trying to make sure that I stitched the leaf for the day before every day. And I did really good until it turned August. So I did get, let me see if I can turn this so you can see. Can you see it? Sorry. So last week I didn't have hardly anything on this. I had finished stitching these two, and I've got all these leaves on here. And then I've started on the August branch. So that's my goal for today is finish that. And this is the 3rd of August, so I got to get my 3 leaves on there. But what I'm doing is, if the leaf are that color, I have any other that's supposed to be back through here, I'm backfilling. So, yeah, you can really tell when we started having the warm weather. Because this is May, June, and July. So there's hardly, look at how at the end of May it started. I thought that was super cute. We've had some fairly warm temperatures this year. So that one's come a good bit this week. Come back up. I do enjoy this one because you feel like you get a lot done. My Halloween mini, I left that one in the house. I still worked on number 3, which was the moon and the bat, but I only worked on it. I put in 132 stitches for it. And then 60 stitches another day. So, yeah. So, next I worked on 2 stockings and my Last Supper piece. Let me grab the Last Supper piece. Okay. So this piece has given me a fit. I do not like this 8 o'clock that come with this kit, and I wish that I would have switched it out. But I was a new stitcher when I started it, but it's driving me nuts. I'm not used to full coverage, and there is a lot in here, and it takes me a few minutes when I start stitching to understand where I'm at and what's going on. So I worked up in here, and then I got all this up in here done. I only worked on it for, I think, an hour. Was it an hour? Yeah, an hour. So by the time I went in and I highlighted what I already had done, and I worked up in here, and like I said, all this red in here. But now that I'm highlighting, I think I'll do better with being able to just pick it up and know what I need to stitch next. So, yeah, it's coming. So I did work on that a little bit this week. And then I worked on 2 of my kids' stockings. I started working on this stocking. And I had put all this, I showed you last week, I put all this floss in these bags. And there was somebody who commented, I'm sorry I cannot remember your name, and gave me another YouTuber that shows how she braids her floss to keep it from getting tangled up. And I did try that method, and that works fairly well so that it doesn't tense up. But it was such a mess because, let's see if I can flash this to you. Here is the different, like the colors, there's blending, there's full cross stitch, there's half cross stitch. And where I worked on this one this week, it was very confetti. Because, I mean, I worked on this thing for an hour. And you can't hardly see. But look, I mean, I worked on it an hour. But it's so confetti. And the colors are so close together. Well, I got really frustrated with it. No, I worked on this in 30 minutes. That's what I did. And I got really frustrated with it, and I put it down. And I was like, I don't like having to make 2 stitches and then switch my needle out to another color. And I know that people leave it in there and they park it, but where I'm at, there's like this much room until the next space where you need to put 1 or 2 stitches in. And this is a kit, so I don't want to run out of floss. So I thought, I've got to do something different. So I got me one of my cases that I had nothing in my building. I think this is what they call an IRS case. And I enlarged my pattern, made it massively huge so I can see it from a distance. I put it in a hoop where it was quick to pick up. And then what I did, everything just lays in this thing. So when I open it up, I've got a surface that I can work on. And nothing gets tangled. I don't have to take anything out of a bag. My dogs can't jerk nothing out of the bag. This seals shut. But what I did was I cut the chart apart so that if I use this color, I can just park the needle, leave the needle here with that thread on it. And then the next time I come across that symbol, it's already threaded and it's there. And so what I'm going to do is, as I start using these colors, I'm just going to get a bunch of needles. I'm sorry. And I know that's probably not economical, but I put them on here, and that way, like whenever I start using this color, I'll just park the needle right here and leave the thread on it. And then that way, eventually, as I go through this thing, I'll have things out, you know, out through here that I can just pick up and start stitching with it. So, and with it being in this hard case like this, I just lay it in there and it's all safe. So, I guess I better show you. You may have seen it when I flashed it. It was on a hoop, but I got a good bit on this one done. Let me see. Turn it that way. So, this is the cow's ear. And I worked on this one for about an hour. And it don't look like many stitches, but these patterns are not easy. I'm glad that I'm just now starting them, though, because I've got a little bit more experience in working with them. So, that is my stitching for the week. Alright, let's talk haul. So, I didn't think that I had that much fabric. So, we'll get to that in a minute. So, I went to Hobby Lobby this week because that's what's close to me. I have to drive hours and hours and hours to my local LMS store. So, I picked up some 28 count even weave from Hobby Lobby. I picked up some 25 count Lugana from Zweigart at Hobby Lobby. And I picked up a 28 count ivory even weave. So, I got me some neutral colors. And then I got home and I got to watching about organization of fabrics, blah, 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 so that I know what I had. And I don't remember which original YouTube I seen, but she bought comic board books. And she wraps her fabric around it and puts a sticker on it that tells the count, the color, the maker, and the size of the fabric. So I started doing that. Let me grab it so I can show it to you. I just I cannot keep all this stuff around me because I get stressed out. So that's why I'm having to grab it. So this is what I have got done so far. And like see here, there's a label. This one is 14 count Ada, lamb's wool, and I've got the size. And what I started doing is on pieces that I have cut into, let's see this one. Okay. I've got it labeled what the original size was, and then if I cut a piece out of it, I cut the size out of it and I highlight it. And the reason is I do that is I know that this ain't a full piece, and if I'm looking for a small piece, a small finish or whatever, I can go to these that are highlighted first and see if any of them are going to be big enough for that project before I can cut into another piece. So, I really, really like that. And I've got more to do, and I'm going to sort them by color. But I didn't think I had that much fabric, and I had more fabric than I thought. And this is not all of it. So, this is nice. And I'll make it where they stand up, and I can see what I have. I'm going to sort them by Ada, Lugana, linen. Yeah. So, and these boards were not expensive. I think they were $11 for 100 of them. Hold on, I'll get the package and show you. Oh, and all I did is I used pins to attach the fabric on the back. So they're comic book boards. These are the ones that I got, and they were on Amazon. So, and then I just used labels that I have. Okay, and then I got some new charts. All right, don't judge me because I know I said I'm working on these projects that I've got, and I am. But that was Thankful in my cup, the one that I stitched. But I needed some to really motivate me back into stitching again. So, I bought a good many of them. I bought the little ones. So, I got Gather, a Dapper Doodad. And these are small. This is a 4" by 4". I got Gobble Gobble. It's got a turkey on it. All of these are Stitching by the Housewives. Then I got Gobble Gobble in my cup. Then I got, let's see, this is a chart. A Very Merry Christmas. I don't want to show you a chart. Then I got Joy to the World. I got Here Comes Santa. I've got Candy Cane Lane. Whoops, chart. Sorry, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. 'Tis the season. I'll be home for Christmas. Be merry. Ho, ho, ho. And then we're back to where we started. So I bought PDFs for all of these. So yeah, the traveling, I think it's the Traveling Viking Mama or Mom or something on Instagram has been doing these. And she gets them done really quick, like one a day. And she's making a tree with them. And I love seeing what she does. So she's the one that's got me wanting to do these little ones. And I love the little pieces, like the In My Cup ones are 3 inches by 4 inches. The Dapper Doodads are 4 inches by 4 inches. So they're small enough that I feel like I'm getting something done and can see some progress. So, yeah, that's that. Well, guys, that's all I've got to show you this week. Super quick, I know, but, and then, let's see, I watched several, Flosstubes this week. Added some things to my wish list that I don't need more charts to get, but yeah, so that's what I did. So goals for the week is, of course, continue working on that temperature tree. I've tried to make like a little schedule of things I'm trying to work on, like Mini Monday, It Bees Tuesday. Yesterday I didn't stitch at all, so I am going to try and stitch on some of the bee things today. Wicked Wednesday, so for Halloween, Thankful Thursday. So I thought following Thanksgiving, Festive Friday, work on Christmas pieces. Sabbath Saturday, so work on something like the Last Supper piece. And then Stocking Sunday. So that way I'm working on these every week, because I've got to do my 3 kids, my husband, and my stocking. So I've got a lot to do there. All right, giveaway time. Rules for the giveaway. You have to be a subscriber of the channel. You have to comment the keyword. Whenever I draw, if you don't answer that week, I give a reminder in the next video. And then if you don't answer in that week, the next video I redraw and give it away to somebody else. So make sure that you get in touch with me. How you get in touch with me is you go to www.sew, S-E-W, what, W-H-A-T, Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. It is my name on YouTube.com. And when you scroll down a little bit, on the right-hand side, there is a link that's underlined, and it says Happy Mail Sign-Up Form. You have to go there, and you have to fill that out and give me your complete mailing address with your city and state, because I can't mail it to you if I don't have your complete address. So that's how you get in touch with me to claim your prize. That way I've got it date stamped, it's sent to me, and yeah. Okay, so if you just put a road name without a city and state, I can't mail you anything. So make sure you fill it out completely. I had 3 people comment the word Halloween this week. The giveaway is the 2021 Halloween magazine. I had an extra one of it, so I want to gift that to somebody, and I figure you've got enough time to still stitch Halloween. So as soon as you get to me, I will get this in the mail to you so that you've got it as soon as possible. So I have wrote my names in here. I like that better than that giveaway generator thing. Mix them up, not looking. Let's see who won. Jeanette Smith. Jeanette Smith, congratulations. You have won the magazine. So if you will please go over to my website, sewwhatstitcher.com, fill out that Happy Mail form with your address, and I will get that in the mail to you. So thank you, everybody, for commenting. And I just jump right in, but we've had several new subscribers this week. So you guys, welcome, and thank you for dropping in, and I hope you'll keep coming back. So there we have it. Now, I told you last week that I have got a bunch of extra kits that I bought when I started cross stitching that I have no desire at all to stitch, because as I have developed, these are things that I don't want to do. I like them, I just don't want to stitch them. So I have got for this week a Dimensions kit. It is a mini kit. It comes with the instructions with ivory Ada. Let's see, it is 18 count. It comes with the instructions, and it comes with the flosses to complete it. Okay, I have opened it because I had it in here and was wanting to start it, but I'm not going to start it. But everything is there. So it says, let's fly away. It says, find your place in the sky. And the other one says something else. So, that is it. So, what is going to be our keyword? Oh, gosh. What is going to be our keyword? Okay, use, fly. Have you ever flew? Have you ever flew in a hot air balloon? Have you ever flew in an airplane, helicopter, anything? Use the word fly, F-L-Y, and don't refer to an insect. Like, let's talk about being in the sky. I have flew several times. I have flew domestically many, many times, but I have flew international to the Philippines, and we went to Russia first. No, Korea first. Landed there, went to Manila in the Philippines, and then got on another plane and went out. So I've been on little planes. I've been in a helicopter. So, yeah. The most miserable flight that I've ever been on was the international flight back from the Philippines. It was a 14-hour flight. And going over wasn't that bad, but coming back, there was so much turbulence. We had to stay buckled the entire time, and I was in a middle seat. And I thought I was going to die before I got back home. So, yes, I have never flew in a hot air balloon. No, I'm lying. When I was in elementary school, they brought a hot air balloon and they attached it to the ground and they put us in it and we went up in it. That's right. But I've never free flown in a hot air balloon. So, yeah. Okay, so use the word fly, F-L-Y, and I will draw for that next week. So don't forget, Jeanette, get in touch with me through that Happy Mail form so I can get your magazine out to you this week. All right, guys, that is all I have got this week. I hope that you have a good week. As far as in the life thing of what's going on, we started the kids back to school this week. I homeschool my 3 kids, so I have got a 10th grader, a 6th grader, and a 4th grader this year, and that is nothing shy of less than interesting. They went and spent the night with a friend last night. No, not before last. Spent the whole day with them. They went and rode scooters, motorized scooters, went out to eat, swam in the pool, jumped on the trampoline, picked green beans. So they had a good time. Went to the pond, fed the ducks, the fish, got great big old koi fish. And so while they were gone, me and the hubby got to go out and eat Mexican together and go look around and just goof off for the afternoon. We come back and watch TV. I honestly thought that the littlest one would want to come back. That's the first time he's ever stayed with somebody that wasn't family. But now his 2 brothers were there. So he did good. But that is about all that's going on. I got my stitches out of my arm. And pathology report come back that he did get it all. So thank you, Lord. I don't have to have another place done. It has given me a fit healing up. And it still don't look that great, but, yeah, that's that. And then I've got some stuff in the works for work, but I don't want to speak anything until all of that's tied up, so if it works out, I'll let you guys know, but anyway, that's all I've got, and this week, it's just going to be school, trying to get everything back in the routine. When we get off for the summer, we don't take a long summer because I like to be able, by state law, we have to have so many days, and we can set our own schedule. Like, we don't have to follow public school schedule for the days that we take or the weeks that we take or whatever, but we have to have those required days before the end of the year. So it's always a struggle getting them back in the routine of doing school. So we don't take a very long break in the summer, because my son has so many doctor's appointments, and those days we're just exhausted because it's an hour and a half drive there, an hour and a half drive back, plus being in there. So the days that he had doctor's appointments, we don't do school. So I like starting early, not taking a lot of time off for the summer, so that we've got more flexibility during the year, and we still make sure that we get our days done. So that's it. But it's a challenge to get them back in the swing of things for, starting school back. And I'm always excited at the beginning of the year, new start, new change. And then they're not thrilled. Of course, they're kids and they don't want to do school. And my oldest is in 10th grade, and he's like, why do we have to do this stuff? You're not ever going to use this stuff in real life. And I'm like, son, I know, but we got to do it. I have to have it on this piece of paper that you've done it. So let's just do it to the best of our ability right now, and let's move on. Because, I mean, he is not the type kid he's going to wind up doing algebraic expressions for fun. That's not him. But I'm like, you've got to learn it. You have to do it. This is something that we're required to learn. So, anyway. Now, the littlest one, he's all about it. Once he sits down, he's good. And he's a fast worker. So, my oldest can do 2 pages. The littlest one can do 3 to 4 pages. To the oldest one's 2 pages. And then my middle one is my slow one. And I constantly have to refocus him. So, he can do like a half a sheet to the others 2 and the others 3 pages. So I just have to try not to compare them, remind them they're in different grades, understand that each kid is different, and so it's a juggling act to teach 3 grades at one time. So anyway, that's enough rambling. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next week. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out, and that way you will get content or notified every time I upload new content. And if you've been here with me and you're a visiting friend, thank you for coming back this week, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.